What's up, guys? I'm actually coming at you from my phone right now because in the midst of running out the door for breaking news, I obviously wasn't really thinking about my vlog camera, and I wasn't even really planning on vlogging today, but I thought for those of you who are interested in the TV news industry, interested in becoming a journalist, or even if you're just flat out curious, this was a good thing to vlog to show you just how varied my day is, just how different it is. So right now we are on what is no longer a breaking news scene. As you can see, it is empty, but it was a little bit different this morning when a 15-year-old freshman actually threatened to shoot up a school, a high school. So naturally, the district canceled all classes for the day. I'm about to do a live shot at noon for this. I did one at 9:30, and just to show you how fast-paced things are, I got here at around 9:18. All of the stations were here interviewing a woman with the district. I rolled up right after the interview. Like, as soon as I got to the group, she says, "Any other questions?" And everyone said no, and then the interview was done. So I had to pull her aside, get all the information within a matter of 10 minutes, and then do a live shot at 9:30 for that. And right now, a full investigation is underway. So to recap, once again, one student has been arrested. He or she is in custody. We do not know the gender. We do not know the age. And then we have our noon one right now, which is obviously just like a way more complete live shot where I truly have like the police report in front of me, way more information. Hey, Liz, well, the student who threatened to shoot up the school is just 15 years old, a freshman. He's right now in the juvenile detention center. And meanwhile, here at the high school, it's pretty quiet. As you can tell, the parking lot is empty. So this is obviously a very serious story, but just a couple of hours ago, I was laughing and having fun at one of our local radio stations. It's a country music station. They just won 2 ACM awards, so I was there all morning, pretty much just having fun with them and being my weird self. John, right now I am doing bicep curls with an ACM award, and this is something that I just never thought I'd be able to do, but here we are. Dreams do come true, and where are we exactly? Why, we are at B105. Take a look right there. The Big Dave Show is going on right now, but you might be thinking to yourself, where's Dave? Where is he? The Big Dave Show? What? And there's no Dave? That's because he is right here. We are lucky enough to be with him this morning. Thank you so much, Dave. We just stole him from his show, so he can get back to his show.
Let me hand you an ACM for that report.
Oh my gosh, they're heavier than you think. That's why I'm like, please don't drop it. Whenever you meet someone who's in kind of the same industry as you, whether it's radio or TV, pretty much same thing, it just rocks. Like, they just have such high energy, and they're just like my people. Like, I loved it, and they let me be on their air. They let me be a little guest for a second, which I felt really cool.
We have Clancy Burke from Local 12. Good morning, Clancy.
Oh, this is such an honor, guys.
I know.
I'm in the midst of legends.
Your lifelong dream to do the dad joke of the day. Come on, Clancy from Local 12. Let's have it.
My pulse is quickening. I'm nervous. Okay, ready, guys? You ready for this?
Yeah.
Did you hear about that reporter who jumped out the window?
No. What about the reporter that jumped out the window?
She said she was on air.
It's funny because, like, I don't know, like, TV is cool, whatever, but for some weird reason in my head, I'm just like, radio. Like, that's just so cool. And maybe it's because radio has been around for a lot longer than TV. I don't know what it is. Also, the idea of getting to show up for work in your pajamas, please sign me up. But yeah, clearly my day is just very varied, very different. You kind of gotta just like put on a switch and turn it off. And I mean, that's something from day one or before day one. My news director in Dayton, the one who hired me right out of school, when he first emailed me saying he saw my reel online on YouTube, I had posted it, which my mom later made me delete because that's how bad it was. But it got me a job. I remember in the email saying he needed someone who could be serious and do hard news, but then also be super lighthearted and fun and do that type of stuff. And so I just remember being like, oh, I must be both. And that's genuinely what this entire job is. And if you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, but I'm only fun, or oh my gosh, but I'm only serious, that's okay too. I mean, there are certain positions where you could just be the fun lifestyle reporter, or you could be the serious, you know, hard news reporter. We definitely need a lot of those, but I think it definitely makes you more competitive if you can do both. I feel like most stations would like you to be able to hop over to a breaking news scene, but also go like on these other fun live shots as well. By the way, I'm not even tooting my own horn. I know I need work. I need work on both. That's the thing. Like, I feel like when you do a little bit of everything, you're never just an expert. You know what I mean? Like, if you just stick to one thing, you can master it. Whereas if you're constantly bouncing back from both, you're never 100% an expert at either of them, if that makes sense. But I don't mind it. I like doing a little bit of both. Also, let us take a little peek into some news car essentials. First is just dirt on your news cars. This actually isn't dirt, guys. This is makeup. I know it's so disgusting, but I'm just being honest with you. I apply a lot of my makeup in the car, and it gets all over like my steering wheel, and I just basically end up having to do a deep clean every week or two. It's just, I hope that's nail polish. Don't judge me. Okay, next thing, we got some extra batteries. You always need those. Lipstick, lip gloss, face masks. As I was running out the door for the breaking news, like I needed to make my breakfast, but I did not have time to eat it. I needed to get here as quickly as possible, so I just made up some oatmeal, took it with me. TV news reporter, woo! When I tell you that each and every day with this job is so unbelievably different, I'm truly not exaggerating, because the last time you saw me, we were on a breaking news scene with the school threat, and then today I just got back from downtown Cincinnati previewing Oktoberfest Cincinnati. Hey John, you might be wondering what I am doing right now, and I'm just trying to be as good as this guy right here. Take a look. We've got Frisch's big boy with us, and you can't talk about Oktoberfest Cincinnati without talking about the food. Take a look at this. Just take a look. And this right here is one of the many perks of the job. But to be honest, it is a perk that I really know nothing about. It's no secret in the TV news industry that especially morning TV reporters get a lot of free food, because so many times we're at restaurants and different places and we're previewing things and there's just so much free stuff, or they're always offering like, oh, take this back to the station with you, take this, take that. I never accept this stuff as I'm holding this in my hand. I'll tell you why I'm holding this in my hand right now. But no, I have always from day one, I feel way too uncomfortable accepting anything that's free. But I'm also the type of person, like if I go over a friend's house and they ask me if I want water and I am dying of thirst, like I feel too awkward to even be like, yeah, like I don't know, I've always been like that. But it was always a running joke at my old station that no one ever wanted me to be the reporter to go do like the fun restaurant stuff, because whenever they asked like, oh, do you want me to take stuff back to the station, I felt too awkward. I'm always like, oh no, like keep it. Or whenever people, like let's say I'm previewing an event, a lot of times they'll say, hey, do you want free tickets? I can't accept free tickets. Like I always say, like, no, I want to be a customer if I want to go to the event. Like I want to like be a supporter. Like I don't know, it just does not feel right to accept things for free. So I just truly never do. And honestly, a lot of times my biggest excuse to make it not awkward is I just throw out my allergies. Like, oh, I have so many allergies, I can't eat that anyway, even if I know I can. And it's really awkward when they ask me to list out my allergies and they're like, oh, none of that is in there. And I'm like, please just let me go in peace. But the reason I took this back with me is because they gave it to me for a prop this morning. Obviously with COVID-19, they don't want it back. And I mean, even in general, they probably wouldn't want it back. It's probably just gross by now. So I took it with me because I don't want to like throw it out on the spot and be rude. And I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with accepting these things. Like I'm not calling anyone out. I think it's normal and it's just a nice thing they do. And I think the rule, like the rule of thumb for TV news is that you can accept a gift, like it's not really a legit gift, but like accept something like this as long as it's less than $25. And they give the $25 rule just because something small, like for example this, it's fine, but obviously you can't accept like a big grand gesture gift because that could come up as pay for play. Like are they paying you to do this? Like are you advertising? You know what I mean? I totally get that. I'm not calling anyone out. Like I think it's fine if you want to have this stuff. I just have always felt very, very weird about that. And honestly, I am gonna end up having to throw this out probably because I truly am allergic to whatever this is. I really don't know what it is. It's some sort of pumpkin pie thing, but then I'm just looking at all these nuts on top. Zach told me he is trying to eat healthy, so I doubt he's gonna eat this. And that is actually, I was not planning on this, but that is actually a really good topic for this vlog because Zach and I found out the other day that he is apparently overweight. What? Question mark? He's in the shower right now, but when he gets out, we're gonna talk about that. So, Zach went to the doctor the other day. The results are in, people. The results are in. Blood pressure. Like I'm giving intimate detail. 129/68, whatever that means. Temperature, 97.2. He's feeling cold that day. Pulse, that heart was beating 68 times a minute. But the real problem here, Zach all of a sudden looked at what page? Oh yeah, right, this page right here in spanking bold print, not actually bolded.
Dun, dun, dun. I was looking over my numbers, thinking I was feeling pretty good, and then I read the first sentence. The very first sentence of my doctor's report. Your BMI, as listed above, is considered overweight.
Overweight? What? By the way, Zach Snapchat messaged me saying he thought he was obese.
Well, I mean, I read overweight as obese because I just consider
he just heard like overweight and he's like, I'm obese. Can everyone just look at Zach? Give him a little arm flex.
Oh yeah,
I'm
not gonna flex.
Is the most non-overweight person I've ever seen. I mean, obviously there's people who are less, but you know what I mean? Like he's the most healthy human I've ever met. And that just goes to show BMI is just garbage.
Coming at you with a disclaimer, you knew this was coming, didn't you? Obviously, saying BMI is garbage is very dramatic, but really what I mean is that it doesn't tell the full story. Can BMI help you and be a guiding point? Absolutely. Weight is important. You can't say it's not important at all. If you have someone, especially who's obese, it's important to know where they are on this journey. You know, it is important in some regards, but my point is it does not tell the full story. You know, when you're gaining muscle and you're losing fat, the weight on the scale might actually go up. Not even like just do nothing, it might actually go up. But that's not a bad thing. We are so led to believe growing up that just weight is everything. And it's not. And really one of the big reasons for that is when muscle comes into play and just the way you're built. Like, we're all built a little differently. So that's my disclaimer.
I was just like on the BMI calculator trying to figure out what's considered normal in their eyes, and obviously BMI is a awful old way of like doing whether you're overweight or not, because it takes nothing into consideration other than height and weight. I'm 6'2". The normal weight when I was doing numbers was basically anywhere between like 145, 150 and 185, 190.
And Zach was 207, but that normally you're less than that. Like that's with
Well, yeah, I mean,
your
we had
clothes
a-
and shoes on.
Yeah, and that was a bad weekend. So I ate off.
To be clear.
Yeah, I mean, I am about 200 flat. I fluctuate, but that's still 200, and a BMI is overweight. So that's just funny. I mean, for people that...
He's like, that's just funny in his heart. He's like, I'm devastated.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem, I think, in 2020. I mean, I think Instagram's great. Trust me, I sit on Instagram and scroll through all my liked pages and different things, and it's like fun to look at. But I think with today's society of like looks and health and mental illnesses and other things like that, like if someone came home and just read overweight, I didn't like seeing that. I mean, trust me, it wasn't like I didn't make my day. But I really don't care that much. I mean, you read it and you're like, what does that even mean? And so it's just like if someone actually had actual problems with their food, or they're over-exercising, or image problems and things like that, I mean, I can't even imagine. And they're healthy. I mean, the doctor literally, when I was in there, was like asking me like, what do you do to work out? And we were talking about biking, and his wife started biking and all these different things. He's like, no, like you obviously, like you seem very healthy and this, that, and the other. And then he's saying all these things, and then like the first sentence on your report is that you're overweight. It's like, wait, what?
What happened to that conversation we just had, Doc?
Did Doc not want to have a hard convo face to face with me?
And the big thing, I think, especially with someone like Zach, is it doesn't take into account muscles. I mean, you could weigh like 170 pounds of fat, and that's a heck of a lot worse than Zach, 200 pounds of muscle.
No, it's just like every athlete, I'm not saying I'm an athlete, but every like athlete in the NFL, it's like you look at those guys, like every single one of them would probably be overweight just because of their muscle mass. And I mean, those guys probably don't care about what BMI says, and there are better ways to do it. But to think that we haven't figured out a different way to do it on a daily check-in visits is kind of insane.
And I think, I mean, at the end of the day, I truly think you know if you're healthy, no scale involved, no doctor. I mean, obviously go to the doctor for certain things, but you just know if you're healthy. You know if you're putting the right fuel into your body. You know if you're getting up and moving. You know if your jeans are like really, too tight. You know if you're healthy. Take BMI with a grain of salt.
I mean, I also think like eating right and weighing yourself and all that stuff is important, because I do that too. But I mean, I just think BMI is...
Yeah, but you do that too much. But it's healthy for you because you hop on and you don't care. But Zach weighs himself like every single day. I can't do that.
I mean, I probably weigh myself two times a day.
I know, I was gonna say, I hear that scale moving in the bathroom quite a bit. I don't want to call you out too much.
No, but I also, I think there's a fine line, because I think as I've gotten older, my body doesn't bounce back for my mistakes on the weekends and things of that nature as well. I mean, last night we were watching the Bengals game and we're drinking beers, had chicken wings and different things like that. So I've just become more closely like interested in watching it. Like I have an Apple Watch. Like I do not track calories. I have no idea. Well, we tried to track calories one day on the eating challenge and that didn't work.
Oh my gosh, we know he's not eating 10,000
Yeah,
folks.
but I've never once done that. But watching what I eat is definitely something I'm interested in. I do actually like that, and I think we talk about it, and you eat healthier than almost anybody I know, so I think it's still something that's like valuable.
Oh, 100%. But like for me, I know I actually would drive myself crazy if I checked every day.
Yeah.
I honestly like feel much like just happier when I'm not like, oh my gosh, what's the number gonna be? No, so BMI is just, can I do it?
Sure.
It would have been cooler if I just did it, but I was like, does this hold some sort of like...
I needed those, don't throw it away.
Yeah.
The numbers for the doctor and stuff.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. Okay, fine. When you're in the middle of making lunch and then an interviewee gets back to you saying that she can meet for an interview. So it's 1:13, it's a little past, you know, my work day ending. I work until 12:30 usually, but I am always down for an interview. We've got salmon. Obviously, I know that looks disgusting. You're supposed to, I'm in the middle of taking this thing off. Brussels sprouts, squash, it's going down. Friends, an exciting moment is upon us. We've got a book haul. We've got not just one, but 2 books that will hopefully change my life. Obviously, it's a bit of a stretch, but seriously, these are 2 books that I'm so freaking excited about, and I think you guys are gonna love also. This sounds like a sales pitch, but no, I've heard so many good things about these books, and if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I've been on the search for some sort of book that will kind of give me inspiration and motivation and wanting to be a better person, because I feel like, you know, we put so much focus into exercising and working out and making our bodies better, and you just think like, okay, I wake up and my brain works every day. You know, I sit in my chair, I get ready, I know exactly what to do, my brain's working, right? But we don't put focus and, you know, importance into making our brain work as great as it can. And when I say brain, I'm not talking about like the intellectual part, I'm talking about like who you are as a person, being the best version of yourself, the hardest worker, the greatest friend, the most motivated. And I actually recently filmed a vlog talking about how I have been lacking motivation. So I'm so freaking excited for these books. This one right here is called The Daily Stoic, and there are 366 pages, 366 days, and each and every single one of them is extremely short. So these 2 are 2 separate days. It's gonna say the date on the page. So this is, for example, August 9th, that's August 10th, and it'll have the topic at the top. And it has some really interesting topics. For example, I just looked up this one randomly. This one says, perfection is the enemy of action. Oh my gosh, that one is meant for me. This one right here says, stick with just the facts, and obviously there are 366 of them. But I am so excited about this. And then the next one, The Magic. I haven't done as much research into this other than the fact that I know a lot of people use it and a lot of people love it. It's similar in the sense that you are kind of, you know, opening it up to a specific day and working on certain things, but I feel like it's a lot more in-depth and a lot more like working on them. Like it'll ask you certain questions. And when I say more in depth, I mean it's this long and it's 28 days. So basically a month of bettering yourself. Let me know if you have purchased these books, if you've used any of them, because I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Obviously, I'm just getting started with this, but I'm so excited, and I'm gonna try to like post it on my Instagram stories if there are any passages or inspirational things that speak to me that I think you guys would be interested in. So be sure to follow me on there for that. But this type of stuff really just amps me up, hypes me up. And by the way, if you guys watched my Christmas gift exchange with Zach, you know that he got us these 2 books because he knew I really wanted like a motivational type book, and this was like one of the sweetest presents he's ever gotten. But I have a confession to make. This is what the book looks like. Empty. We did not fill them out at all. I actually, where's mine? I did it for like a week, but then when I saw Zach didn't do his, it made me lose motivation. And the reason we both just didn't do it at all is because this one was so into like meditating and reflecting, and it wasn't just asking you things about, you know, thinking. It was, for example, go out into nature and listen to the sounds. What sounds attracted you? I'm sorry, but that was like in the middle of winter. I'm really not gonna do it. And I know that's probably great to do, but it was just a little too much. But it's still probably a great book, just not our type. So I'm super excited about these 2. And actually, I think I'm gonna end off this vlog here. Today's Friday, and that is freaking fantastic. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It helps me out. And of course, turn on your bell notifications if they're not on already so that you never miss a video. But for now, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.